for start thinking of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which we have officially informed the US side that we are interested in. So, just to end, the issue about free trade agreements, and recently there have been quite a lot said, you know, okay, free trade agreements will only give you so much, and that is true, that, you know, it is on customs, duties, tariff, but what is happened in this country is beyond customs duties and tariffs. We are looking at non-tariff barriers. We are looking at, you know, various other disincentives for exporters to engage in that trade. Now remember, Sri Lanka must import to export. That's a prerequisite. Must import to export. So if we must import to export, and people say, no, importing is bad because we must save foreign exchange, some old, archaic, you know, thinking, then we are not going to go anywhere. If you look at just HS codes in the last 10 years or so, I was reading a paper, I think Premachandra Korala and I think Sisira Jasuke, looking at the non-tariff barriers and what is called total protection rate, certain HS codes into Sri Lanka, while the custom duties remain pretty much the same from 2000, after Ranil Wickremesinghe government was kicked out in April, from that time to about 2012 or so. The custom duties pretty much were stagnant, but on that, all kinds of non-tariff barriers were put. All kinds of non-tariff barriers. Sorry, what I call cessus para-tariffs. Para-tariffs were put. So these para-tariffs went from nothing in 2004. So, for example, HS codes in certain industrial imports was around 10%, and total protection rate was also around 10%. But by 2012 or around 2012, total protection rates had gone up to 20%, while the tariffs remained 10%. So just because we enter into a free trade agreement, those things are not going to go away. Or you can manipulate it around it, right? So even if you're looking at customs tariff, we have what, 7.5, 15, and 25 currently, right? And even if you work around those, and you have those other cessus and para-tariffs, we're not going to be competitive. So while it is important that we do free trade agreements, whether it is with India or China or Singapore, America or wherever, we must, clear our debt first. We must do the reforms that is necessary locally to ensure that exporters are able to slide through without resistance, because what we have is all kinds of resistance, right? All kinds of resistance in your language, right? So that is slowing down the progress. So just to end, internal reform is paramount, and internal reform has to come. It is quite natural. Whoever is in office would be worried to reduce tariffs because customs duties and such account for 55% of government's tax revenue, right? So people are saying, can't let go of that. But again, look at evidence. I believe in evidence. You must decide based on evidence. Policy must be evidence-based, not based on somebody's political rhetoric or political thought that has no relevance in today's society. It cannot be stuck in the 1970s. It cannot be stuck in somebody else's political thought. You have to be pragmatic, and you have to go with the times. You got to shift positions if the positions need to be shifted, right? You can't always, have issues with China. We got to fix that. You have to balance out again. So the evidence suggests that we have to do a whole lot of internal reform in these duty structures and trade liberalization. So FTAs along with liberalizations will help the industry move forward, and the government is conscious of that. It's a big challenge, but hopefully we'll get there soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Harsha Silva. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Professor A.K.W. Joyvardhan, Vice Chancellor, University of Madhapur, to join us on stage to present a token to our keynote speaker and our chief guest, our Honorable Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Harsha Silva. Very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now break for refreshment, and we'll be back in 15 minutes to start the second session. Once again, just reminding you, in case you want your Wi-Fi password, it will appear in a few moments, and in 15 minutes we will start the second session of the day. Thank you.